The watch collecting world is experiencing a seismic shift as seasoned collectors are dumping their Rolex watches to acquire timepieces offering superior horological innovation, better value, and genuine technical excellence rather than just brand prestige. We're talking about collectors who owned Submariners, GMT Masters, and Daytonas for years, suddenly realizing that better watches exist without the artificial scarcity games, inflated gray market pricing, and snobbish authorized dealer gatekeeping that Rolex weaponizes against enthusiasts. From revolutionary Japanese spring drive to German engineering excellence, from independent watchmakers to undervalued Swiss brands, these watches prove that smart collecting prioritizes genuine innovation over crown logos. Today, we're counting down the 10 watches that collectors actually sold their Rolex to acquire. Number 10, Tudor Black Bay 58. Collectors are selling Rolex Submariners to acquire Tudor Black Bay 58 watches at $3,800 because they deliver comparable quality without the games. This vintage-inspired dive watch features manufacturer caliber MT5402 with 70-hour power reserve matching Submariner specifications at 40% of the price. The 39mm case with slim profile creates vintage proportions that wear more comfortably than Submariner's bulkier construction during extended wear. Collectors report the Black Bay 58 receiving just as many compliments as their Submariners while avoiding the anxiety of wearing $15,000 watches. The immediate availability without wait lists or authorized dealer relationships respects customers unlike Rolex's systematic gatekeeping and artificial scarcity. The COSC chronometer certification ensures accuracy matching Submariner, while the Tudor branding provides Rolex-adjacent credibility without the pretension or pricing. Collectors appreciate escaping Rolex's ecosystem, discovering that comparable quality exists without the brand worship and inflated pricing that plague crown ownership. Number 9, Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra. Collectors are trading Rolex Datejust watches for Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra at $6,100 because they deliver superior technology and specifications. This elegant sports watch features coaxial master chronometer movement, achieving 15,000 Gauss magnetic resistance that Rolex movements cannot approach. The transparent caseback reveals the beautifully decorated movement, creating appreciation that Datejust's solid back prevents maintaining mystique unnecessarily. Collectors discover the Aqua Terra receiving more genuine compliments from watch enthusiasts who recognize Omega's technical superiority over Rolex's conservative approach. The immediate availability without wait lists or authorized dealer games makes purchasing pleasant rather than the frustrating experience Rolex creates. The 150-meter water resistance exceeds Datejust's 100-meter rating, while the overall finishing quality rivals or exceeds Rolex execution throughout. Collectors appreciate Omega's willingness to innovate technology rather than resting on heritage and artificial scarcity, maintaining inflated pricing without justification. Number 8, Zenith Chronomaster Sport. Collectors are selling Rolex Daytonas to acquire Zenith Chronomaster Sport watches at $9,900 because they deliver superior chronograph movement and immediate availability. This impressive chronograph features El Primero 3600 movement with 1/10th second precision that Daytona's 4130 movement cannot match. The integrated bracelet design creates contemporary aesthetics that Daytona's traditional styling cannot replicate for modern appeal and visual interest. Collectors report the Chronomaster Sport generating more enthusiast compliments because people recognize the superior movement and independent brand rather than hype. The immediate availability at retail without wait lists or gray market premiums makes purchasing straightforward rather than years-long allocation games. The transparent caseback reveals the stunning El Primero movement, creating appreciation that Daytona's solid back denies maintaining Rolex mystique. Collectors appreciate acquiring watches through normal retail channels rather than begging authorized dealers or paying gray market premiums above retail. Number 7, Longines Spirit Zulu Time. Collectors are trading Rolex GMT Master 2 watches for Longines Spirit Zulu Time at $3,200 because they deliver superior GMT specifications with authentic heritage. This aviation timepiece features true GMT movement with jumping hour hand and 72-hour power reserve, exceeding GMT Master's basic specifications. The COSC chronometer certification ensures accuracy, while silicon hairspring provides anti-magnetic properties that GMT Master lacks completely throughout construction. Collectors discover the Spirit Zulu Time receiving genuine enthusiast compliments because people recognize Longines' authentic aviation heritage versus Rolex's marketing fiction. The immediate availability at one-third GMT Master's pricing makes acquisition pleasant rather than frustrating authorized dealer allocation theater and games. The bidirectional bezel provides additional functionality that GMT Master's unidirectional bezel cannot replicate for versatile everyday utility and timing. Collectors appreciate escaping Rolex's artificial scarcity, discovering that superior GMT watches exist without the brand worship and inflated pricing. Number 6. Grand Seiko SBGA 413 Shunbun. Collectors are selling Rolex day dates to acquire Grand Seiko SBGA 413 Shunbun at $6,800 because they deliver revolutionary spring drive technology. This technological masterpiece achieves 1 second per day accuracy with perfectly gliding seconds hand that day date's mechanical movement cannot approach whatsoever. The pink dial, inspired by Japanese cherry blossoms, creates stunning artisanal craftsmanship that day date's conservative dials cannot replicate for visual sophistication. Collectors report the Shunbun generating more genuine enthusiast compliments because people recognize spring drive as technology Rolex cannot replicate. The Zaratsu polishing throughout titanium case creates mirror surfaces that honestly rival or exceed day date's finishing at fraction of precious metal pricing. The immediate availability without wait lists respects customers unlike Rolex's systematic gatekeeping and authorized dealer relationship requirements creating frustration. Collectors appreciate acquiring revolutionary technology rather than paying for gold weight and crown logos without corresponding horological innovation. Number 5. Grand Seiko SLGH H0 White Birch. Collectors are trading multiple Rolex sport models to acquire Grand Seiko SLGH H05 White Birch at $9,800 because they recognize superior horological excellence. This masterpiece features new 9SA5 high beat movement, achieving 80-hour power reserve through dual impulse escapement, representing genuine innovation. The textured dial inspired by white birch forests creates three-dimensional artistry that Rolex's conservative dials cannot replicate for visual sophistication. Collectors discover the white birch receiving constant compliments from enthusiasts who recognize Grand Seiko's finishing quality honestly exceeding Rolex throughout. The Zaratsu polishing creates distortion-free mirror surfaces that exceed Rolex finishing across their entire lineup, including precious metal models. The exhibition case back reveals stunning movement with hand beveling that makes Rolex's hidden calibers seem wasteful and disappointing. Collectors appreciate acquiring watches showcasing genuine innovation and superior finishing, rather than paying premiums for artificial scarcity and brand prestige. Number 4. Omega Speedmaster Professional. Collectors are selling Rolex Daytonas to acquire Omega Speedmaster Professional moonwatches at $6,800 because they offer authentic space heritage and availability. This legendary chronograph features manual wind caliber with NASA flight qualification, creating authentic toolwatch credibility that marketing cannot manufacture. The Hesalite crystal and vintage-inspired design create authentic heritage that Daytona's modern ceramic bezel cannot replicate for collectors appreciating history. Collectors report the Speedmaster generating more meaningful conversations because people recognize genuine NASA heritage versus Daytona's motorsport marketing and hype. The immediate availability at honest pricing makes acquisition straightforward, rather than years-long waitlists or paying double retail on gray markets. The transparent case back on sapphire versions reveals the manual wind movement, creating appreciation that Daytona's solid back prevents. Collectors appreciate acquiring watches with genuine historical significance rather than paying inflated premiums for artificial scarcity and speculation-driven pricing. Number 3. Lange und Söhne Saxonia. Collectors are selling entire Rolex collections to acquire Lange and Söhne Saxonia watches at $20,000+ because they represent true haute horology. This German masterpiece features hand-finished movement with traditional craftsmanship that Rolex's industrial production cannot replicate for artisanal quality. The three-quarter plate construction and hand-engraved balance cock demonstrate traditional watchmaking that Rolex abandoned for efficient mass production decades ago. Collectors discover the Saxonia generating universal respect from serious enthusiasts who recognize genuine haute horology versus mass-produced luxury branding. The finishing quality, including black polishing and hand beveling throughout movement, creates artisanal excellence that Rolex's hidden calibers never achieve. The immediate availability through authorized dealers respects customers unlike Rolex's systematic gatekeeping and artificial scarcity, creating perpetual frustration. Collectors appreciate acquiring watches representing pinnacle of traditional German watchmaking, rather than overpaying for crown logos and artificial allocation. Number 2. Vacheron Constantin Overseas. Collectors are trading Rolex sport models for Vacheron Constantin Overseas watches at 27,000 pl. because they deliver genuine luxury with superior finishing. This prestigious timepiece features integrated bracelet design with interchangeable strap system that Rolex's proprietary end links cannot match for versatility. The in-house automatic movement with Geneva Seal certification demonstrates traditional luxury watchmaking that Rolex's industrial calibers cannot replicate. Collectors report the Overseas generating universal respect because people recognize Vacheron Constantin as Holy Trinity brand versus Rolex's luxury positioning. The transparent caseback reveals beautifully finished movement with traditional decoration that Rolex hides, maintaining mystique rather than showcasing craftsmanship. The immediate availability through boutiques respects customers, unlike Rolex's systematic gatekeeping forcing authorized dealer relationships and waitlists creating frustration. Collectors appreciate acquiring watches from brands with genuine hot horology credentials rather than paying premiums for artificial scarcity. Number 1. Grand Seiko SBGY08 Omiwatari. Collectors are selling entire Rolex collections to acquire Grand Seiko SBGY008 Omiwatari at $48,000 because it represents ultimate spring drive achievement. This platinum masterpiece features spring drive movement, achieving unprecedented accuracy with perfectly gliding seconds hand that mechanical Rolex cannot approach. The dial, inspired by frozen Lake Sui, creates stunning three-dimensional texture that Rolex's conservative designs cannot replicate for artistry. Collectors discover the Omiwatari generating universal respect from serious enthusiasts who recognize spring drive as technology that Swiss brands fundamentally cannot replicate. The Zaratsu polishing on platinum case creates mirror surfaces that honestly exceed anything Rolex produces throughout their entire lineup. The handcrafted spring drive movement represents pinnacle of Japanese watchmaking that Rolex's mass production cannot match for artisanal excellence. Collectors appreciate acquiring watches representing ultimate horological innovation and finishing rather than paying for crown logos and artificial scarcity. The SBGY008 proves that smart collectors prioritize genuine excellence over brand worship, discovering that better watches exist beyond Rolex's marketing hype. This watch represents everything serious collectors want: revolutionary technology, superior finishing, artisanal craftsmanship, and honest pricing reflecting actual value rather than artificial scarcity.